Here's a number that should stop you for a second. 250. That's how many resumes the average job posting receives. 250 people competing for one role. And here's the real issue. 99% of Fortune 500 companies now use software to filter resumes before a human ever sees them. So your resume isn't just being judged by a recruiter, it's actually being judged by a system. But that's not bad news, because once you understand how this works, you gain an advantage most candidates never do. I'm Andrei Kurtuy, co-founder and CMO of Novoresume, where over the past 10 years we've helped more than 16 million people create resumes that actually get noticed. And today, I'm going to show you how to write a resume that works in 2026. Not just what looks good, but what actually gets interviews. Before we talk about sections or templates, you need to understand what's changed. First, artificial intelligence is everywhere. Over 80% of companies now use AI to screen resumes. These systems don't just scan for keywords, they evaluate context, career progression, and relevance. Second, skill-based hiring is no longer a trend. It's the standard. More than 80% of employers now prioritize skills over degrees or job titles. And third, competition has exploded. In some markets, applications per role have increased by hundreds of percent. The combination has fundamentally changed what a strong resume looks like. The old approach was simple. List your jobs, list your responsibilities, let your titles speak for you. That approach doesn't work anymore. Today, employers care less about where you've been, they care about what you can actually do. That shift is the foundation of everything we're about to build. So let's talk about formats. For decades, the reverse chronological resume was the default. Most recent job first, work backwards, clear timeline. And if you have a clean, linear career path in one industry, that can still work great. But most careers nowadays aren't linear. People change industries, they freelance, they take breaks, and they build skills outside traditional roles. With skills-based hiring, the timeline matters less than capability. This is where the skills-first resume comes in. Instead of leading with job history, it leads with value. Your strongest skills, your most relevant achievements, your actual impact. From an employer's perspective, this makes perfect sense. They are hiring to solve problems. They want to know if you can solve theirs, not where you worked 3 years ago. This format is especially powerful for career changers, freelancers, people with employment gaps, and anyone whose skills are stronger than their titles. That doesn't mean traditional formats are dead. If your progression tells a clear story, reverse chronological can still be the right choice. And for creatives or technical roles, a combination format often works best. The question to ask is simple. Is your story best told through your timeline or through your capabilities? Now let's build the resume itself. First, we have the header, where you list your name, professional title, contact information, and LinkedIn profile. Clean, simple, professional. Your professional title matters more than people think. Don't just list your last job, list the role you're targeting. Next, the professional summary. This is your 6-second pitch. Recruiters spend about that long on an initial scan. A strong summary answers 3 questions. What do you do? Who do you help? And why should they care? If you have a career gap or transition, address it confidently. Don't hide it. Frame it. Now, work experience. This is the heart of a resume. And this is where most people fail. Listing responsibilities doesn't work. Achievements do. Instead of saying you were responsible for something, show what you changed because you were there. Use numbers, percentages, outcomes, action verb, what you did, and result. That structure alone puts you ahead of most applicants. Next, we have skills. In 2026, this section is critical. Employers actively scan for it. Include both technical and soft skills. Group them logically and mirror the language used in the job description. If the role asks for project management, use those exact words. If it asks for Python, don't say programming languages. Exact matches matters, especially for ATS. Now, let's talk about photos on resumes. This is one of the most misunderstood topics, and the right answer depends entirely on geography. In the United States, the UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, you should not include a photo. It can lead to immediate rejections because of anti-discrimination laws. In much of Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and South America, photos are common and sometimes even expected. But here's the rule. If you're applying internationally, research the country. If you're applying to a global company, default to no photo unless it's clearly standard. And if you do include one, keep it professional, head and shoulders, neutral background, appropriate for your industry. The photo should never compete with your content. Now, let's talk about the biggest resume mistakes people make in 2026. Mistake number 1, being too generic. Same summary, same bullet points, same resume for every role. In an ATS-driven market, generic resumes disappear. Mistake number 2, listing duties instead of results. If your resume reads like a job description, it's not doing its job. Mistake number 3, ignoring keywords. If the job description uses specific language and your resume doesn't, the system may never pass it to a human. Mistake number 4, over-designing. Charts, icons, graphics, and visual timelines often confuse ATS system and hurt readability. Use Novoresume's templates, which are the perfect combination of design and ATS readability. And mistake number 5, trying to hide gaps or transitions. Recruiters will spot those instantly. It's always better to frame your story than leave questions unanswered. Now, education and certifications. For recent graduates, education goes near the top. For experienced professional, it goes near the bottom. At senior levels, certifications often matter more than degrees. They signal continued growth. And finally, optional sections. Volunteer work, teaching or mentorship, publications, personal projects, only include them if they strengthen your candidacy. Empty space is better than filler. Now, a quick word about ATS systems. You don't need a boring single-column resume anymore. Modern systems can read clean 2-column layouts just fine. What still causes problems are tables, images with text, and unconventional section titles. So stick to standard headers, save as a PDF for best results, or in extreme cases docx if that is required in the job ad, and always include the exact job title you're applying for. Let me leave you with this. Your resume is not a list of jobs. It's a marketing document. You have about 6 seconds to earn a conversation. In a competitive, automated job market, clarity beats creativity every time. Choose the right format, lead with your strongest content, quantify everything, and make it easy for both humans and machines to understand your value. Over the last decade, I've seen millions of resumes, and the ones that stand out aren't the longest or flashiest. They are the clearest. I'm Andrei Kurtuy. Thanks for watching, and when you're ready, head to novoresume.com.